guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Cory, and yes, happy October everyone. New month, fresh new inks. But before that, I'm gonna share with you my progress report of my September currently inked. So because I normally do this every end of the month when I want to check all my pens, which ones are finished, like the inks are done, and which one I can carry over to my next month's ink pen, so I can estimate how much pens I need to ink up only. So with no further ado, let's just begin with the first pen here in my list is the Esterbrook pumpkin latte. I inked this up with Cacao de Brazil Urban. Yes, this is, I think, the second time I've inked this pen. It's fairly new. I got this early this year, if I'm not mistaken, and this is an F nib. If Esterbrook, I only go for an F, although I really want to explore the journaler's nib and all the other nibs, but just to be safe. Now the ink level, let's see. I love to check my inks. Okay, it still has around 40%, guys. I haven't used this so much. I'm not sure if it's clear, but yeah, the ink is quite dark, so I have to, I think, carry on this to the next for the next month. So this is still has 40%. Pairing ink and pen, I must say that it's a good pairing. There's no, the ink flows well on this nib. There is no scratchiness, there's no hard start, so I can say that it's 9 out of 10. Okay, and for the notes, I found this pen really a smooth writer. The nib with Esterbrook, I can always rely on that. So this pairing is almost perfect. Ink flows very wet and dries a little bit longer. That's why I can just score it with 9 out of 10. As you can see, it's still, and to think this is just an F nib, so I'm guessing, and the Urban inks, I believe, are on the drier side. So yeah, it's, if you liked flowy wetter feels when you're writing, this is a good pairing. Second on my pen case is another Esterbrook, the tortoise design ST. This is the F nib, and once again, let's check the ink level capacity. So it's almost 1/4 as well. I don't think I've grabbed my ST so much this month. So another 40% left. This way, guys, that's how I conclude how much I can ink on the next month. I'm just shocked and curious now as to why the Desert Burst is dark. Looks like black. Let me try one more time. I didn't re-ink this with anything. Of course, ST, I think I've grabbed this as well, as much as the pumpkin, and the ink should look like this. Can you see it, guys? Brownish tone. It looks to me like very dark black brown. Let us write more. I love the ink color on this pen pairing. It matches well. You know me, I match my pen and ink. If you can see, I think this is my, I'm gonna show you a bit of a sample here. I think this is the one that I used, so it's a bit browner side. Yeah, this one I used it on my journaling. So yeah, I'm gonna score this as 9 out of 10 because it makes the ink really come out. It's characteristic, it's shading, so that's why I score it 9 out of 10. Third, obviously, of course, my newest Workhorse pen, Pilot Custom 823. This is inked up with Pilot Chuzuki, my newest pairing with this, and I must say I use this so much, although you know that the ink capacity of this pen is a lot. So I placed around over half inks on this, and now it's almost like still 1/4 though, so I can say again another 40%. I'm really not sure if the light is picking up in the ink that's showing in the camera. So it still has 40%. I think I intentionally put more on this, almost full, because I know I'm gonna carry it over the months, because this is my newest Workhorse pen I decided to take. So now I'm very happy with this. 10 out of 10, because before it wasn't working properly on my traveler's notebook journaling. So best pairing so far for this pen. Comfort level, comfort, and the ink flow, no more issues. So if you are following my channel, I have a new video that I featured this pen, because before it's really annoying with the Robert Oster inks. So now it has found its perfect match. For the fourth pen that I have here is our TWSBI Rose Gold Eco Tea in EF. I've inked this up with the Monteverde pumpkin cake, and yes, I think it's almost 20% left. I didn't ink this fully though, so let's just say 30%. Okay, pumpkin ink. I think I'm gonna carry a lot of pens on October, and the writing pairing and pen and ink flow on this one overall is 8 out of 10. With TWSBI, sometimes there is the scratchiness and the feedback, but since this is also an EF, so I cannot say that it's really, smooth, but it doesn't give me any issues. It writes as fast as I can as well if I want it to be. So the purpose of this report is for me to know in the future if I've inked them together with this ink already, because I'm inking them with with my bottled ink. So now this pairing is just for me 8 out of 10. I can try with other inks, but so far I feel a little scratchiness sometimes, depending on the paper where I'm writing it with Traveler's Notebook or the Midori or the Hobonichi. So overall, the ink is beautiful on this pen. It matches since it's a rose gold. So yeah, it doesn't give me any hard start or like scratch. The scratchiness is there, but yeah, this is how the ink looks close. And to think this is an EF, so it still shows the Monteverde pumpkin cake characteristics when you're writing. I like this kind of shades. As you can see, I'm mostly using it in my journals as well. I think this one. So yeah, this type of shade I normally gravitate when I'm journaling. So next on our pens is the Benu Euphoria Yes, this is inked up with the Sailor Shikiori Toki Wamatsu. Okay, let us check its ink level, and ta-da! It's in the green, so it's very dark, but I must say it's again still on the 20% side. Like TWSBI, Benu as well carries can hold a lot of ink, so yeah, this still has 20%. I've journaled a lot, guys, but I think I didn't go onto the green shade. For me, this both pairing is very good. Sailor is really smooth. The Sailor ink is matching with this good pairing. So no issues. Writes of smoothly. This is again EF, but ink is wet, and you know, it's more thicker even though it's EF. Look at this. It's not the usual EF effect. If I think the Sailor ink is not on the drier side with this pen. Okay, and then moving on to our sixth pen, which is the Sailor Manyo Nuts. Our Sailor Pro Gear Slim, the Manyo Nuts, is inked up with Sailor Manyo Shirakashi, the ink that is, I think, paired with this pen. When I bought it, it comes in a box. So let us check the ink level once again. And again, there is still, oh no, it's just about 10% left because it's really dark and the ink is hardly coming out now. I mean, going down. So I think, yeah, this is 10%. So I think I've used this a lot this month. This is just 10% left, and obviously the color, the pairing, and how the ink flows is again 10 out of 10. Okay, so the pen and ink pairing is perfect, because anyway they are paired together when you buy it. So yeah, and also it's in a medium fine, but it writes like extra fine to me, so I think that's why. And it dries fast, although you can hardly see the ink characteristic because it's really fine, you know. But yeah, and you can hear some scratching and feedback. That is normal with Sailor fountain pens. Okay, so we have there our, again, another 10 out of 10 perfect pairing. Seventh pen on my lineup is the TWSBI Mini 581.1 stub. Okay, this is inked up with the Pilot Kirisame, another new ink of mine, on the grayer side, gray tone. And obviously I expect this not to get finished because this is for my headers, you know, just not for full page writing. So yeah, this is the minis actually of TWSBI Mini 580 are my favorite size. So this is, the ink level is still 80%, so it's expected because this is just for my headers and writings like such. Pairing, I think it's a bit so wet for this nib type, so I can say it's just 7 out of 10. No issues with the ink flow and ink pen, but it's just that the Pilot ink is too wet for a 1.1 stub nib. So I'm sure people enjoy, some of you enjoyed a lot because it's thicker, bolder nib, but with the pilot ink it's much more wetter. As you can see, I have to wait like minutes, not even seconds, to dry this up. And when I'm writing a journal, you know, I just, so there's a little bit of all this blotching happening for this type. So you guys, if you know any good ink brand to match a 1.1 stub type of nib, let me know in the comment section. I really appreciate it because I want to use this, but I need a more drier ink. So maybe next time I can re-ink this with something else. So the ink for this nib is too wet. I'm sure there are more drier ink types, okay? I know what you get what I mean. So that's why it's just a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna keep everything here that's 40% above, so, or 20, yeah. The 10% I'm gonna just rest it out. Now our 8th pen is my reliable Jinhao on the lineup, the ivory and gold one, X159 Jinhao. And let's see the ink. I've inked this up with a Noodler's Air Corp. Oh, not bad, but still it has like around 20% out of this. The challenge is this always like having a hard start, you know, Jinhao, so you cannot expect really. The ink level is around 20%. See, I need to double my first few letter writing because it's not writing immediately, hard start. So yeah, again, this is just 7. I can say 6, but because I like the color of the ink on this, it's just, my issue is always hard start. I think with the nib drying and all for Jinhao, it's normal. That's why I put it as 7, because of the ink color and shading saved it. Otherwise it's the looser pen. 6. And last but not the least is my Vanishing Point Pilot, my Workhorse pen for the month. Again, I have issues with this in the beginning. I don't know why. I've inked this up with a platinum carbon black. So the issues I've had with this this is a fine nib, is that it was really not writing up, and then when I open it, the ink was leaking. So I have no clue. I did not drop the pen, but yeah, let's check now on the spot if it still writes. I've checked the ink level yesterday actually, because I was writing and it was skipping again. So again, there is this ink coming off. Yeah guys, so this is the Vanishing Point issues that is a mystery to me. So I don't know why I haven't inked this like full on. So let's see if it's still writing up close. Let's just say that there is still around 30%. Now it's writing. Okay. And the pairing for this month, only this month, I was really not happy. This is 5 out of 10 with the ink platinum carbon black. There was an issue of overflowing in the cartridge converter, yeah, and hard start. So oh my god, I think I've changed this from platinum carbon ink to my Diatramentis in the middle. That's why it's writing already. I think, yeah, I remember. So this is no longer a carbon ink, guys. I've washed it out and changed it to Diatramentis. So I have to figure out the problem, and now, but anyway, it's already working, it's writing. But yeah, this was a headache to me for this month. So I think that's it, guys. My 9 September pens for the month, yeah, September. And I didn't get to finish them, unlike last month that it was really almost all pens were done. So just, I'm not gonna waste. Maybe 2 or 3 pens here are going for the resting mode, but the rest I will continue using them up. There are anyways autumny feel browns and almost like reddish orange, so this will still carry on over to my October ink pens. But I'm still have a little bit of injection of new pen and ink combination pairing for October. Yeah, so these are all my overall progress report for the month. And for my favorite for September, I think it is the Esterbrook tortoise. I've used them so far mostly in my journaling, this kind of shade. So I think, yeah, I've used them a lot. It's just that the ink capacity for the pen is a little big, so I mean a lot. That's why it's not yet finished. But yeah, Esterbrook is my winner here, with the ink Diamond Desert Burst. The least of my favorite for the month, as mentioned, is my Pilot Vanishing Point. Okay, it's given me a little bit of headache this month, so I'm just gonna finish the ink on this because it's black anyway, and then it will go under rest mode, I think. Yeah, that's my current thinking. So yeah, that's it. Nine pens for September, and let's see on October what's in store for you guys. I have a surprise, a new concept of it. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm gonna film it right after this, so please stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for sticking around and enjoying my progress reports. I love you all. Bye.